So today I'm going to be teaching you how to read one of my alpha patterns. Just a quick disclaimer, these are my alpha patterns, like how to read mine. Other creators may vary in how you read them. Another thing is I design all mine to be read top to bottom, left to right. You can also read them, like you can flip them upside down and then read them bottom to top, right to left, because that's how you crochet. So it kind of just depends on how you read things. I have both up on the screen, but I am going off of the top to bottom, left to right one, just as a heads up. Okay, let's get on to it. Okay, so this video, I'm going to follow it top to bottom, left to right, just as a heads up. And so the first row is brown, white, and then gray. So that gray square actually just means repeat. It doesn't mean an actual stitch. So what that basically means is do a brown stitch and then a white stitch for the entire row until you come back to the beginning. So I'm just going to be doing a brown stitch and then a white stitch. Also, I do use white and tan interchangeably because I cannot for the life of me be consistent with the color of this yarn. But I'm just alternating between dark brown and tan for this entire row. So I'll meet you at the end of it. Okay, so I just finished that row. Now we're on to row 2. Sometimes I like to cross off row 1 just to keep in mind which row I'm actually on. So, but you do you. So the next row has an increase symbol. And so what that means is we're gonna do one brown, and then an increase of tan. And so in this next stitch, I'm just going to do 2 tan stitches, right? 1, 2, and then switch back to tan. So 1 tan. I really should have chosen a different stitch for this tutorial, but what can you do? 1 tan. Nope, 1 brown. Increase of tan. God. 1, 2. So I'm just going to repeat that pattern for the entire row. So I'm back at the beginning of my row, starting row 3. I'm going to cross off row 2 so I remember what I'm doing. So this next one is 2 brown, 1 tan. So I'm doing 1 stitch of brown, and then I'm doing another stitch of brown. So here's my increase. So the first increase stitch is going to be brown, and then the second one is tan, and then I'm gonna go back to my brown and repeat. So I'm doing 1 stitch of brown, nope, sorry, 2 stitches. So 1 and then another stitch of brown, and then 1 tan. So I'm just going to repeat that for the rest of the row. There's no increases in this row. So just finished row 3, we're on to row 4. So we're going to learn a new kind of increase. So this one just starts off with a normal brown, and then a normal tan. But in this next one, we have kind of an increase that has 2 different colors. So you read it left to right if you're following me. So you can see the left triangle is brown. So my first stitch of my increase is going to be brown. But then the second stitch of my increase is tan. So that's how you read that. So then I would go repeating the pattern. I would do 1 dark brown, 1 tan, and then an increase where the first stitch is dark brown and then the second stitch of the increase is tan. So that's how you do that symbol. You would obviously just repeat until you hit the end of the row. So finally, for this last row, I'm going to show you how to decrease. So that decrease mark is on the first stitch of the row. So I'm going to do a decrease of brown. So 1 decrease, just like that, and then 3 normal stitches. So 1, 2, and then 3, and then on this next one I would do a decrease. So 1, 2. So you would just repeat that. And so that is all the different symbols I use. Yeah.